In the early 19th century, Britain had a problem. It loved Chinese tea. It also loved Chinese silk and Chinese porcelain. China, however, did not particularly love British products. So Britain kept buying, China kept selling, and British silver kept moving to China. Britain called this a trade crisis, because Britain buying too much tea was apparently China's fault. Then Britain found something Chinese customers would buy: opium. Britain controlled India. India produced opium, and British merchants sold it illegally in China. It was profitable, addictive, and completely banned by the Chinese government. So, naturally, business was excellent. Opium addiction spread. Chinese silver began flowing out. Britain's trade problem improved. China received a slightly larger problem.
The Qing government repeatedly tried to stop the trade. British merchants repeatedly discovered that Chinese law was bad for quarterly profits. In 1839, the emperor sent Commissioner Lin Zexu to Canton. Lin did something the British merchants had not expected: his job. He arrested Chinese dealers, blocked the foreign warehouses, and demanded the surrender of the opium. The British trade superintendent, Charles Elliot, told the merchants to hand it over and promised that Britain would compensate them. Lin received more than 20,000 chests of opium. Then he destroyed it. Britain watched China destroy illegal drugs inside China and announced, "You have damaged British property." This is an important lesson in imperial economics. When the drugs belong to an empire, they become merchandise. Britain demanded compensation. China refused. So Britain sent warships. Because nothing highlights peaceful international commerce quite like naval artillery. The First Opium War began in 1839. Commodore Sir Gordon Bremer arrived with British forces and a very muscular interpretation of free trade. China had a much larger army. Britain had modern warships, better artillery, experienced naval crews, and steam-powered vessels. One of these was the Nemesis, an iron steamship that could move through shallow water and did not need the wind's permission. The Chinese forces fought back, but this was not an equal military contest. Britain had arrived with the Industrial Revolution. China had not yet downloaded the update. British ships attacked forts, destroyed Chinese vessels, and moved along the coast. Bremer's forces occupied Hong Kong Island in 1841. The British government later decided that Hong Kong looked quite useful. So negotiations continued in the traditional imperial manner. Britain presented its demands, and the Royal Navy provided punctuation. The fighting moved north. British forces captured ports, entered major rivers, and threatened important trade and tax routes. The Qing government replaced officials, changed commanders, attempted negotiations, returned to fighting, and discovered that changing the manager did not change the artillery. By 1842, British forces had captured Zhenjiang and threatened Nanjing. China agreed to make peace. The result was the Treaty of Nanking. China had to pay a large indemnity. 5 ports were opened to British trade. British merchants gained much greater access to the Chinese market, and Hong Kong Island was ceded to Britain. The treaty did not actually legalize opium. Britain had simply fought an entire war for a trade it still preferred not to mention too loudly. China had tried to stop illegal drug smuggling. Britain responded with an invasion. Britain gained money, ports, commercial access, and Hong Kong. China received military defeat, foreign interference, and the beginning
of the unequal treaty system.
The First Opium War was presented as a conflict about property, diplomacy, and free trade. And technically, all three were involved. The property was opium. The diplomacy involved cannons. And the free trade was compulsory. Britain had turned drug dealing into foreign policy. Then it added a treaty to make the whole thing look professional. The war ended, but the opium trade continued. Britain gained Hong Kong, new trading rights, and a much larger market. China gained debt, foreign pressure, and the beginning of the unequal treaties. Britain called it free trade. China experienced it as invasion. And history remembered it as the moment drug dealing acquired a navy, a flag, and a foreign policy.